name is Ubong King and I'm just a troublemaker. What is your say concerning young Nigerians?
Like as I always said, one cannot go to his grave, his wallet. But the legacy you leave behind, that's what matters in life. What can I say? I feel sad today. I never knew that it would be so soon. I never knew I'd be talking about my bosom friend, my brother, my confidant in this manner today, so soon. We've always known that a day like this will come sometime in everybody's life, but I never knew it would be so soon. Ubong King was my brother and a friend. I've never, in a very long time, met someone with the kind of heart Ubong King possessed. He showed me love. Referring to him in the past is very hurtful. I find it difficult using past tenses for Ubong King. It dawns on me that he may not be here with us for now, but his legacy and his spirit, they live on. He was all about how to help humanity. He was all about how to help the indigent in our midst. He was all about how to help people get up. I think and I believe that my brother, Dr. Ubong King, is with God Almighty. We are not to judge, but if I may be asked to say something about him, I would say that Ubong King was a good man. He did for Nigeria and humanity could not be quantified in any parameters. He lived for God. He lived for this nation. He lived for the youth, especially the underprivileged. Ubong King will continue to rest in peace. But one thing is certain. Someday, we all shall meet him to part no more. Adieu, my brother.
When I was a nobody, a man that rewarded perseverance over anything. That is Ubong King. A man that taught me that animals, that the slightest, the things that we ignore most in life can teach us some of the greatest life lessons in life. He used the example of the lion, the eagle. He showed that the lion is an animal that stood as king, not as a result of his size, not as a result of his power, but as a result of his thinking. He's the one that told me, he said, your thinking is too small. He's a great man that thought big. That is Ubong King. The greatest guy a man could ever meet. Sir Ubong King. And I pay my dearest respects to the greatest man I've ever met. A man that taught me so much lessons in life. He used the analogy of the eagle going through pain, going through hardship, by going every month to the mountaintop and breaking off his beak. Have a very blessed day, and his legacy will live on.
With all of you, the life, the legacy, and the love of Ubong King. As he would say to me and my husband all the time, I'm just your boy. I send this tribute as my heart is overwhelmed with just love for him and the entire family, the Think Nation community. I celebrate the legacy, the vision, and the heart. My husband, my youngest daughter, and I was treated to the most amazing experience for Think Nation 2019 as we came from Atlanta, Georgia in the USA to Lagos, Nigeria. And from the moment Ubong and I spoke, it was an immediate connection to his brilliance, to his vision, to his compassion, and to his heart for himself, for his family, for his community, and for his beloved Nigeria. And when we landed, he treated us as royalty, not because we were any different than everyone else. He treated everyone with royalty and respect. And I'm so honored. I'm so blessed to have had the time to spend with him, his beautiful wife, his amazing children, and all the amazing people that he exposed us to when we were in Lagos. And whenever he came to the States, my husband and I were always there. My husband, there was such an impact. There was such an impact that Ubong had, an everlasting impact that he had on my husband, that he had on so many of us from around the world. So I join you in celebrating and lifting up and honoring. You will be missed on this side of heaven, but we know God's plans are perfect even when we don't understand. And so we celebrate you, we honor you, because in God's infinite perfection, we know that the work that you started will continue, that the commitment that you made will bear fruit, and the hearts that you have touched will stay motivated to continue to honor Think Nation, your legacy, and the impact of your presence. And as you would say to us, I'm just your boy, I'm just your girl, sending you love.
Hi, my name is Steve Harris. Today we're celebrating the amazing life and times of my brother, my friend, a great guy, Dr. Ubong King. And I know that Ubong is totally present here with us, even as we celebrate his life. Ubong King dared us to do a lot of amazing things. You remember that he would always say that the only way to get out of trouble is to get into trouble. You remember that.
My name is Nevas Mumba, former Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. Today we celebrate the life of one of Africa's finest, Dr. Ubong King.
The tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So
he came into my life just about 2 years ago. A man with a sharp eye to identify and recognize talent. This is one of Africa's best assets that God gave to us. A man with eloquence and the capacity to break down the matters of Africa that concern all of us, telling us as Africans we have what it takes to make our continent great. God had gifted him with great insight on what Africa is and what Africa can become. Through his continued talks in institutions and places of work, he raised a cadre of leaders that will never be the same again. He inspired them to believe in themselves. He inspired them that Africa can be better and shall be better. He inspired all of us that yes, we may be called the third world by some nations, but we don't have to accept it. We are the future of world economics. We are the future of world technology. We are the future of the world political system, because Africa sits on vast riches and will continue to command the #1 position in terms of the richest continent in the world. But When we think of Dr. King, we think of the message, the man who was drawing that hidden treasure from the hearts of the young Africans to rise up and recognize what we have. So on behalf of the Zambian people, we join the King family in celebrating the life of this great son of Africa. Your loss is our loss, and we stand with you during this time, and may God give you grace and strength as we send our deepest condolences. But at this time, we celebrate everything that he has been to us. Until we meet again, it's so long and peace.
Hi, my name is Balaji Babalola. I'm a capacity building strategist. I've been here for a while, and I'm this kind of person that sought out for information and for knowledge. I've learned quite a lot of things in years gone by. But one of the most important lessons that Dr. Ubong King has taught me, I was with him in the office one time. We spent like 4 or 5 hours talking that day. And he took me into his bath with a glass of water. Very clean water, and he showed it to me. He said to me that this is exactly how we were when we all came into this world. All of us, you watching me, you were like that. The innocence was there. But he said as we kept growing, the environment in which we grow, the people we meet, the so good experiences we have and the not so good experiences also, they had to us. Some in that process got contaminated. The people we meet, the experiences, the family we grow up, the background we had, and all of that contaminated our mind, that we lost the innocence. So how do we get rid of this? Because if you do not alter that, you might not do well in business, you might not do well in marriage, you might not do well in career, you might not do well in most things, because what affects us are not basically the things outside, but the things we allow to stay inside of us. So he said to me, there is something difficult, but it's very possible to do. And he took me into his bath, put the glass cup by the tap. He opened the tap, and as the water kept pouring into the tap, there was this major purification. Every dirt inside the water started moving out, started going out, and at the end of it all, the water inside the cup was as plain as it was at the beginning. Now, he said to me that if any man would like to change his paradigm, would like to change the situation in which he is, he needs to look for information. You need to listen. You must be deliberate with the people you hang out with. You must be deliberate with the information you allow inside of you. You must be intentional about your growth. So pouring in intentionally the materials you need, the content you need, eating them up can actually eradicate whatever it is that is inside of you that has been contaminating you. So the same way he showed me that glass cup, and at the end of it all, we have clean water, the innocence was restored. The same way you can also change your own life by listening to people that matter. You've got to be intentional. You can't just wake up and listen to anything. You can't just wake up and go anywhere. You've got to be intentional. People are making it in business. People are having great homes. So don't say marriages are not working. It depends on what you allow inside of you. Always remember this, that it's not the things that are outside that contaminate us. They are the things that we allow inside of us that matters. So we live intentional about your growth today. Thank you for watching. My name is Bolaji Babalola, and I am just your boy.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey no the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey. We don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes, iPad, BlackBerry, nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of. We are going to break the rule. Our lives must be treated with urgency, because in life there is a cycle. The Bible says, teach us to number our days, that we might apply our heart to wisdom. The greatest mistake anybody can make is not to understand time and season. An eagle does not relate with chickens. If you are an eagle, stop talking to chickens. If you are 20-year-old and you are still in your father's house, it's a shame. Don't let anybody deceive you that is not everybody that's going to be everybody can be successful. Every single person can be successful, including you, including you, including you, including you, including you. Every single person under the sound of my voice can be.
My name is Ubong King and I'm just a troublemaker.
to gist. I came to swagger. I came to ginger. I came to vibrate. If you're going to succeed tomorrow, make your head sweat. You won't die. Decisions make men. Till you see it in your eye, you cannot get it. Nothing starts until you start. When you start, everything starts. Find where you're going to first. When you define your target, direction appears automatically. And then your direction will connect you to your association. Success is not that I'm the best in this industry. I am the most obsessed in any industry I put my head in.
I told people, don't cry about the one that died. Don't do that. Because I will leave legacy online. So that I live eternally. He will feed our people. He will take care of them.
Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million in my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a way. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be eaten. It says also in that same Africa, when a lion wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise it will faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise it will not eat. The moral of the story is whether you are a gazelle or a lion, when you wake up, laugh all you want. I am too busy building an empire. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Ahoo! Ahoo! God bless you. If you're going to succeed tomorrow, make your head sweat. You won't die. Decisions make men. Till you see it in your eye, you cannot get it. Nothing starts until you start. When you start, everything starts. Find where you're going to first. When you define your target, direction appears automatically. And then your direction will connect you to your association. It's somebody that does not have a target that goes around in circles. But when you have a target, focus is inevitable. You're asking me, King, you retired at 44. I started at 37. And I retired at 44. Do your mathematics. In 9 years, I got tired of money. It's not always on the first time you hit a business. Study your market. Study your... If you are selling shoes to somebody for 100,000 naira, you have no business with poor people that need you don't do that. What are your customers? Who are they? Specify. Give them a name. Give them a name. If the person is Bola working in a bank, lives in Lekki, that person's name is Bola.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here at this solemn assembly to give thanks to God for the life of our father, brother, husband, uncle, Dr. Ubong Thompson King, and also to commend him to God's eternal love and care, and to comfort those who mourn. As we enter into this service this evening, we receive the comforting spirit of God, and we declare that it is well with your soul.
When the oceans rise and thunders roll, I will soar with you above the storm. 'Cause Father, you are king over the flood. Say, I will be still and know you are God. I will be still and know you are God. 'Cause I know that Jesus is here. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Sing it, everybody. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Oh, I know. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Sing it over this family. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Sing it over our future. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. One more time. Oh, I know. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Oh, I know. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. I can see his power. I can see his power. His power. His power working in me. I know that Jesus is here. I can see his power. His power. His power working in me. I know
this
that
time,
Jesus is
Spirit of
here.
God, you are the God of all comfort. Comfort them. Jesus, you are their consolation. This is your opportunity to take over in their lives. We ask you to do that in a way that gives them a consolation prize that is better than having daddy and hubby around. We thank you that you already planned to do that and they have already experienced this. We pray that where a great man took his bow, greatness fell into the ground singularly, but from that fall into the ground, these will become mighty fruit that will bear mighty fruit, that will attest that truly fruit does not fall far from the tree. We speak greatness upon you. We declare humility will walk with you. We declare God will never have to resist you because pride will be far from you. But his help is yours. He is your father. Adora Jamonatara and Sarah. He is your husband. Uyeme. As he says, he's father to the fatherless and husband to the widow. You will not feel this plight. You will never be ashamed. Instead, your glory will rise and your shine will be forever. In the name of Jesus Christ, We declare that all the graces on this great house will honor you and the memory of your father and your husband. May the innumerable company of angels in their myriads of cadre and number, may they forever attend to you, that you will never feel alone, even when you are alone at school abroad, or alone looking after the children, or alone dealing with something that if daddy was physically there, it might have seemed easier. May you know the help of God on another level. May the seed that daddy sowed, that hubby sowed, may it abound to you for hundreds of years, to your children's children's children, in bountiful harvests. And may the love of the brethren be a channel through which God will show you his love. And may the many that have become great because daddy's words fell upon their ears and upon their hearts, may they come back and bless you as a family in different ways. May God be with you. May God strengthen you, and may God support you. And may God heal the hurt of daddy's passing. And to his brother, what a brother. What a brother. And because you are of the same stock, may God's hand be with you too. And for being there for the family, may God bless you. I take off my blessing and I declare it is upon you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Take off the blessing of this great house and all its expressions, and we place it upon you. And I say to the house, these are your children. And Uyeme is your responsibility. And Uyeme, we are your family. That's who we are. And we are many.
'Cause I know that Jesus is here. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Sing it, everybody. Oh, I know that Jesus is here. Oh, I know. Oh, I know that Jesus is here.
So wherever you're watching us from, just rise up on your feet and shout, Ubong King, the troublemaker.
My name is Olawale Aguilara. I'd like to pay tribute to a very, very, very amazing man, a superman for that matter. My friend, my brother, a very, very deep mentor, Ubong King. You know, I've had the privilege of knowing him for some years. And I can tell you that every moment I've had the privilege of spending with him has been very, very, very amazing. A very deep man, lover of God, and is always going over and beyond for everybody that I've known to have one thing or the other to do with him. I've been part of his network for a while now, and I can tell you that it has been of great value to me. You know, anytime we sit and talk, it is always a great time. We share ideas together, full of energy, full of life, ready to be there for you anytime you call on him. So it was a very, very deep one for me when we heard of his passing on. But I tell you, one reason why we are consoled is the fact that we are assured that he lived a very, 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 very impactful life, most especially to everybody around him and to the world at large, because he's been a blessing to so many people, so many people. He sacrificed a lot. A very good family man. He's always advising me on how to balance my family life with business, and I've learned a lot from him. But we know that he lives on because the memory of the righteous is blessed. And we are blessed by the impact that that is left behind and the amount of information that we can still get to draw from him. So Ubong King lives on, and here we are today, all for him, is way, way, way out of this world. But here we are today still talking about him. And that shows how impactful his life has been.
Hi everyone, it is indeed an incredible honor to be doing this in celebration of the life of my friend, my brother, Ubong King, who has gone to be with the Lord. Ubong is such an amazing person who has blessed a lot of us, and I'm happy to be doing this on behalf of me and my friends.
My name is Olayode Juliana. I'm an actor, I'm an author, I'm an influencer. I remember that one of his favorite songs is I Believe I Can Fly. And I also remember the very first time he shared his life story with me. I was just sitting right in front of him and wondering how that one person had gone through everything he had shared with me and how far he had come in life, and there's so many things that he had achieved. When I got a picture of the flyer for Vacation, my hands were literally shaking and tears welled up in my eyes as I remembered that I Believe I Can Fly was one of his favorite songs, and we listened to it countless times, especially when he wants to challenge me to take the next giant step. I also remember the very first time he shared his life story with me. I was deeply touched and I was so inspired. So the flyer took me back, reminded me of the time when Ubong King shared his life story with me, and reminded me once again of the many good times that we had together. And so I thought to myself, Ubong King dared to fly. He lived his life every day daring the impossibilities. It was almost as if Ubong King wakes up every morning to say, where is that impossibility that wants to stop me? I dare you to cross my path. I dare you to stop me. Ubong King was unstoppable. He lived, and he still lives on. I am a life that Ubong King greatly impacted and touched. So in spite of the pain in my heart, I draw strength from God and from his voice in my head right now, cheering me on, because it's almost as if I can hear him right now. His life is a perfect example of one that dared to fly. I pray that he continues to rest in peace in the bosom of Christ. Amen.
My name is Adegoke Koka. I am Director of Missions Africa for House on the Rock, the church that Dr. Ubong King and his family attend. I met him 22 years ago, 1999 to be precise. And we've served together, walked together, worshiped together, had the special privilege of taking him through the Finding the Rock and Spiritual Authority classes, which are the workers in training classes for House on the Rock, where he did exceptionally well. And he served from that year till God called him home. Yubi, Oba, as I call you, we salute the grace of God upon your life. We salute the God in your life. And we want you to know that this is never a goodbye, it's only a good night. Sleep now, King.
Greetings. This is my tribute to the late and great Dr. Ubong King. I am Wendell Delandro, High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago to Nigeria. To his lovely wife Ivy, his beautiful children, and other members of his family, I extend my deepest condolences. I first met Ubong in Lagos in 2018, and we became very good friends. He was like my younger brother. My king, as I fondly call him, was benevolent and magnanimous. He was a friend of the Trinidad and Tobago High Commission for many years, a member of the Nigerian Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce, and in fact he was being considered to be the honorary consul for Trinidad and Tobago in Lagos. He has visited my country many times, and it was almost like a second home. He was an entrepreneur, an astute businessman, and mastered the art of diplomacy. He was a good troublemaker, an avid disruptor, and a paradigm shifter. When I first heard him speak at the 2019 Thinkation, I understood why he inspired a great number of people, especially the youth, who flocked to him like a Pied Piper.
To honor Ubong, Ubong was a great man, very inspirational, very motivated. He was a pusher and a mover, and as he always said, he's a troublemaker. But he also said you can't get yourself out of trouble without getting into trouble. And that is true. I met him years ago. I think it was 2008, 7, something like that. When I had my security company and I was trying to get contracts in that region. And he was a consultant. And we spent several hours on the phone, on several phone calls. And he asked me once about opening his own security company. And I said he should go for it. He had the contacts, he had the right people. He just had to make sure he chose the right crew. And he did. I'm pretty sure he handpicked everybody for the positions that they were in and for the jobs that they should be doing. We spent several hours on the phone talking about qualifications, what they needed, what they should have, and what his goals were. Several times he would call me and talk about his plans and how he wished things could go or would go. We talked before he got his first contract. When he made the proposal, we went over it, and it was a great job that he did. He moved forward like nobody I've ever seen. He not only believed in himself, but he believed in everybody around him. He showed that. He pushed people. I followed him quite often, either over Facebook or his other media, listening to him speak and stuff like that. He was very inspirational. He believed in the youth there, and he believed in the youth in general, as I do. They're the future. And he pushed that. He took that to new levels. Such things are very rarely done today, and that's unfortunate. I hope and I pray that his legacy lives on, and it's up to everybody there to make it so, to keep up what he believed in. He believed in people, as I said. He believed in bringing people together, that together everything was possible. as him as well as me. We saw no black, we saw no white. He was my brother from another mother. And that's what I always referred to him as. I called him the king and his family, the royal family. And that's what they'll always be to me. I hold him very dear to my heart. I'll miss him every day. But I won't let this block me from moving forward, which is what we all should be doing. In his honor, in using him as an inspiration, which is what everybody should do. And again, just keep it moving. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Keep moving. Keep building what he started. Don't let it stop. Be his work here. The Lord needed a motivator, and now he's got a damn good one. Just keep it going there. Don't give up. Never give up, never give in. Okay. God bless you all. I know he's resting in peace and watching over all of us. All the best to everybody there.
Too slow.
Okay, I define you now. You are
Hello everyone, my name is Mfon Epo, the CEO of the Discovery Training and Development Center. It's surreal to be doing a tribute to Ubong, but we are. Ubong was many things to many people, but he was my brother, literally and figuratively. He adopted my mother adopted him. Either way, one person adopted the other. But all I knew was I just woke up one day and had a Ubong King as a member of my family, quite forcefully. He didn't give me a choice. But he would do great things, like just gift people. You just wake up one day and he'd be like, "Oh, I just wanted to say hello. I'm sending you a cow." Like, who sends a cow just to say hello? But he wanted to deconstruct what it was. He was stellar at giving people their flowers while they were alive. He was great at that. There didn't need to be any cultural construct or customary construct for him to send you a cow. You're alive, you're worth it, I sent you a cow. And so he was just this, he was light. And he was just like, you get a cow, everybody gets a cow. He was a troublemaker, but a phenomenally positive one. And so, to the kings, when you met Ivy and the children, you have my heart and my hand always. To Ubong, our boy, you will always be our boy. And now we continue from where you stopped. Rest on.
My name is Bayo Adeyinka. I want to thank God for the life and times of Dr. Ubong King. And I'm glad that God gave him to us as a gift, and that legacy will endure. When I met Dr. Ubong King, one of the striking things that drew me to him was his ability to connect and to forge new relationships. I recall very clearly when we asked him to speak at our event sometimes last year, that after the event, he made a short video that was addressed to my wife.
And that is why, in spite of the little years that he lived here on earth, he's not here today. Tincation and many more things that he did. We are here today celebrating him, using him as a contact point to people who might not have the opportunities to go on YouTube or to hear other people that can motivate them to success. One of the tinkations I attended, I think the last but one that I attended, we talked about people who came, who drove all the way from Benue State or something like that. They drove overnight and came to the venue before everybody. I think one of them won a phone that day or so. It's that kind of dedication where they are not sharing money, they are not sharing food. People are just going to gather together and share thoughts, ideas, and you will hear about that kind of thing, and you will live where you are, Benue State, with little or nothing in your pocket, with no money for accommodation, and then you will say, I will drive overnight and I will sleep at the venue, and when people call me, they will meet me there. That is the kind of dedication. That is the kind of choice that you make to better your life. I hope that somebody will look at the life history of Ubong King, how he rose from nothing, from absolutely nothing. He didn't make a first class, he didn't make a second class up, and he didn't make even a second class. But today, he has touched and raised people that are all over the world celebrating him and saying the kind of person that he is. I hope that if you are listening, you will look at his life, take all the things that, the positive things that he has taught all of us, young and old, and better your life, and make that choice to better your life today. Like I said, this has been one of the most difficult speeches that I've had to make, but I just had to do this to honor my friend, my brother, my mentee, who became my mentor as well, Ubong King. God bless you.
Ubong definitely made an impact on every single one of us. If you're just meeting Ubong through this conference, I want to let you know that you are meeting one of the greatest beings that walked upon the face of the earth. Ubong was a lion in many ways, all right? I met Ubong sometime in 2016, and he had just made a decision then to move beyond what he had done, which was security, and moving into the new phase of, impacting the youth of Nigeria and Africa. And in 4 years, what Ubong has done, many people that have been in that field have not accomplished that. I think that Ubong was silently letting us know that, we have the capacity to do so much more than even people are celebrating us for. I'll say this to you, that Ubong's messages have always blessed me. But the biggest message I think that Ubong preached, personally, that I will never ever forget, was preached on the day that he transitioned. And that's the message of legacy. To let you know that no matter how long you live on earth, that at some point you're going to have to leave this face of earth and move into something bigger. Like I know that he's doing right now. I can imagine Ubong troubling angels, troubling people, causing trouble, because it just can't stop.
My name is Lila C. Matthew Daniel, and I never realized I was going to do this kind of tribute for Ubong King. But then God proposes, man disposes. We just have to give God all the glory and just, accept that which has been brought onto us. I'm going to speak from the heart. I met Ubong King about 4 years ago. He zoomed into my life. We were at a program, and he decided that he was going to adopt me as his mother and my 4 adult girls, my women. And from that day, he's given me all the respect that is given to a mother. I mean, he was larger than life. He had a big heart. He had a huge heart. He was a man on assignment, but we didn't know. He was moving very fast. I remember when the first Tinkaton came on, and I said to myself, well, I don't know, will this really take off? And right in front of us, it just gathered momentum, because the youth were looking for someone they could identify with, someone that could be a mentor, someone that could be a realistic yardstick for them. And they found this in Ubong King. He was honest from right inside out. He never lied about his humble backgrounds. And that was an identifying factor for them to know that no matter where you're coming from, you have to create that fire inside of you. You have to dare to live. You have to dare to want to make those dreams that come to you come to pass. You don't need to look for anybody or begin to have a pity party with yourself. I wish my father was a billionaire. I wish my mother was a billionaire. My uncle was a billionaire. Well, they're not. So what are you going to do about it? If you hear the stories of those that actually created the wealth that some people are enjoying right now, not the ones that it's questionable, you will see that they too came from humble beginnings. They started off, and this is what he gave them. And he was a man who was always searching for knowledge, searching for knowledge to make himself better so that he can give more.
I want to give my tribute to a man who has come to shape our own thinking, and not only the thinking of the generation after mine, but the thinking of my own generation. Sometimes in 2016, I can recall, I was invited for a student summit in Akwa Ibom State University. And my schedule as Speaker of the House of Assembly did not permit me to attend that function. And I had to send one of my aides, Ubong Linus, to go and represent me in that function. And he came back. In giving his report, he said, boss, I have seen an Akwa Ibom person, I've seen a new Akwa Ibom person, and this guy is firebrand. You need to know him. He gave me his number immediately, and I placed a call to Ubong King, and that was when our relationship started. Sometime last year, I sat down and then they had an introspection. I needed to begin to weed out those who don't add value in my life, and then begin to surround myself those who can add value. And I came to a conclusion that I need mentors. I need people who can teach me certain things that I'm yet to know, no matter what I have, the height I have attended in my chosen endeavor. And I placed a call to Ubong King. I said, I need you to do something for me. I need you to be a mentor for me too, not only for that younger generation. I need you to add value to my life. He agreed that we are going to schedule a meeting, and I was insisting that I want to come to Lagos to meet him. He said he's going to come to meet me in Abuja. Unfortunately, what would have been our last meeting, he flew into Abuja, and he sent me a text that he's in Abuja, and his responsibility of coming to Abuja was that he does not want us to delay that session any longer. So he decided to give an element of surprise, and that he's ready for that session, the very first session, and then subsequent session would be virtual. Unfortunately, I had gone on an engagement in Uyo. I regret not having that moment. And today, he might have not been here physically, but his spirit lives on. And one of the things he's left behind, I know one of the things he would have wished us at a time like this was for us to be strong and to carry on with those ideas, those innovations, those creativities that he actually brought to bear to impact humanity. And that is why I am appreciative of Mrs. Unyime Ivy King and the entire King family, and extended for continuing with this legacy, continuing with this platform in trying to instigate in us, in trying to push us to think beyond the box, and in trying to push us to dare, in this particular circumstances, in this particular edition, dare to fly. And that's why and what Ubong King stands for: daring all the odds, daring the circumstances that keeps you low, daring the circumstances that keeps you down, and then spreading your wings to fly.
Hi, my name is Audrey Joezibo. As we celebrate and immortalize this great man, Ubong King, who sadly died on the 26th of December 2020. Ubong was a father, he was a husband, he was a friend, not just to his wife Unyime, but to thousands. He was a mentor, he was an encourager, he was a minister, he was a businessman par excellence. Ah yes, the world lost someone great that day. I had spoken to a friend who said that based on the tribute that she saw me post about him, she had gone and, kind of read up about him. She is a phenomenal leader herself, but she didn't know him, even though she had heard of him. And when she came back to me, she said something I will never forget. She said to me that Nigeria just lost their own Miles Monroe. I don't know what other kind of, accolade will exemplify and properly articulate the impact that this man had on our lives. We'll forever miss him, but we will also, generations indeed, will be forever blessed by him.
I'm excited about the possibilities that the contents of the legacy of Ubong King will represent for all of us. I am one person that was really impacted and blessed by his amazing life. I continue to draw inspiration from the family, particularly my sister. Thank you for your strength. The world is watching. I am watching, and I'm drawing a lot of strength and comfort from your strength. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you, all young people and all the amazing proteges behind the work. Thank you. God bless you all. I love you. Run with these ideas. Hold on to them daily, right? This is the heart of the troublemaker himself. Hold on to it. Love it. God bless you all.
If you are going to succeed tomorrow, make your head sweat. You won't die.
My dear brother, Ubong King, you rest, you sleep on. You came, you saw, you conquered. It was a honor knowing you and being your friend. I pay this tribute to you because you are exceptional and you touch a lot of lives in your short years on earth.
You change your associations. You change the languages you speak.
You remain an enigma. Rest on, my brother. Rest on.
Hi there, my name is Fela Durotui, and it is such an honor and a privilege to be able to join you and together celebrate the life and times of your brother, my brother, Ubong Thompson King, the great Ubong King. And I don't know whether you noticed, I didn't say the late Ubong King. I said the great Ubong King. For we have been able to find out that there is a difference between living and breathing. We've been able to understand over time that yes, whilst lifetime really is a word that describes itself, for time is given to you to be able to accomplish the purpose of your living or your life, that your life existed before time and your life will continue to exist way beyond time. That life is the process of receiving a purpose, of living out your purpose, of fulfilling your purpose, of delivering on your purpose. That's what living is. Living is the process of becoming the best version of yourself. And we know for sure that Ubong has joined the hosts of the greats, such as Dr. Miles Monroe, Dale Carnegie, and several others, Henry Ford. I can continue to go. People who have continued to touch lives every day with their words, their deeds, their products, and all of their life service, even beyond their breathing exercise. Let's be clear. There are people who are breathing today, and yet Jesus described them in the Holy Scriptures as dead. He actually said, let the dead go and bury the dead. Now, if there's anyone who would have the capacity to bury another, that person must be breathing. Which means that what Jesus was saying was, listen, I'm not talking about people who have stopped breathing. I'm talking about people who have stopped living. And how do you know when someone has stopped living? When they are no longer living for purpose. Ubong is alive and well, especially in the hands and the bosom of our Master. And we can only hope to continue to just keep on doing the work that he started and to continue to see the greatness of his work enlarge until Ubong King and the concept of the troublemaker becomes a true ideology, to be able to shake people out of the comfort zone of mediocrity and to be able to challenge each and every one of them to become the greatest and the highest versions of themselves. For that was what Ubong always did. I always describe Ubong King as it's a whirlwind. Ubong King comes into a room and you know that power, energy has come into that space. Ubong cannot pass by you and you will not know that the earth has moved. His words cannot ring in your ear and it will pass by as though nothing was said. Those who are dead, their words mean nothing. Nobody can remember what they've said. Nobody can remember what they stand for. but the great are those whose lives continue to live beyond their breathing. Ubong has defied death. Where is your sting? For he is living today. Oh, my brother Ubong, you have done well, and you are still doing well. We celebrate you. We love you. And thank you for the gift that you have been, for the gift that you continue to be. I mean, for me, many people don't know, every birthday, I'm sure Uneme knows this, Ubong King will send me a gift. Sometimes it's a goat, but last year in 2020, Ubong King sent me a cow, a whole cow for my birthday. The cow was so big, they had to take the cow to a farm to keep it there until they could arrange for the days that it would be killed. On the day it was killed, they used a lorry, a van, an open back van to bring the things to my house. And, we had to be giving out meat. That is a memory that will continue to live with me forever. Every time Ubong calls me, as soon as he calls me for the first 1 minute, we are just jamming in tongues. We are hailing each other in the spirit. He would say, when Fela speaks, heaven listens. I would say, when Ubong speaks, heaven and earth listen. Those memories will remain in me for a lifetime. And I'm wondering, are you creating memories that you wish that others would recall with joy in their soul long after you have stopped breathing? Let's be like Ubong. Let's dare to fly. And right now, Ubong is flying with the angels. And I'm daring you to fly with the great now. Do and be all that God has created you to be. Dare to be great. Thank you, Uneme, for having me. God bless you.
We are going to break the rule. Our lives must be treated with urgency, because in life there is a cycle. The Bible says, teach us to number our days, that we might apply our heart to wisdom. The greatest mistake anybody can make is not to understand time and season. An eagle does not relate with chickens. If you are an eagle, stop talking to chickens. If you are 20-year-old and you are still in your father's house, it's a shame. Don't let anybody deceive you. That is not everybody that's going to be so. Everybody can be successful. Every single person can be successful, including you, including you, including you, including you, including you. Every single person under the sound of my voice can be.
My name is Ubong King, and I'm just a troublemaker.
The last one for grand. Yeah. Yeah, connected, Abby. That last wireless, connected. Amen. See. Amen.